on Nova 100.
Right across Melbourne, this is Nova 100. We are on the air. Thanks so much to What If. It is Aussie for Travel. Jace and Lauren with you this morning. And what a day yesterday. We had a little excursion on a Sunday.
We did. We had Teddy Swims in Nova's Red Room. It was pretty amazing, actually. His voice is like butter. It's one of the best voices I've ever heard.
There was a moment when he was performing and you looked at me and were like, oh. And I had to remind you, he's got a partner and you have a fiancé.
I know, but let me tell you, Paul can't sing like that. No.
There's not many people that can.
And can I say, what a nice guy.
Yeah. We got the chance to catch up with him just before he took to the stage, and he just seemed like a guy that, I don't know, that we'd gone out and had a couple of beers with in the past. Like just a down-to-earth guy. Take a listen for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nova's Red Room presents
the one and only.
Hey, it's Teddy Swims. Can't wait to see you live in Nova's Red Room.
Here we are, Nova Red Room. Teddy,
baby.
welcome.
Happy to be here, man.
Hey, Teddy Swims, you said something just before that is going to win the heart of every person from Melbourne, and that is that you are loving this cold weather.
Yeah, it's miserable back home, man. I mean, like, I live in LA now, which is not as hot, but back home in Georgia, it's like thick and muggy. It's the nastiest weather ever when it's about summertime out there. So I've been missing the cold and the breeze, and the air is also just much cleaner here.
Yeah, it is.
You guys take care of your environment.
Yeah.
Unlike us.
We do a few things better here, Teddy, I'll be honest.
Yeah, certainly. So it's having, I get good out there like, yes, clean air, it's cold, crispy. Oh, it's the best.
I've got to say, we are in a beautiful theatre for the Red Room as well. This is very cool. Thank you for playing the Red Room.
Oh, anytime. I'm stoked to be here.
I mean, you were here last year, you did some smaller gigs, you're playing Margaret Court Arena, sold out stadium shows, which must be a thrill, but these small, intimate gigs, do they still feel really special to you?
Yeah, these are the ones I think that are always like really good because I can really take my time, and it's not, you're not really playing to like a click, and it's like when you're playing the big shows, there's sometimes you forget like the first lyric of a song, but you got this thing in your ear that's going like verse 2, 3, 4, and if you mess it up, it's going on without you. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to like be able to talk and take my time and explain songs and really like feel like I can really engage rather than lights just flickering, and sometimes you can't pick somebody and see. And
I've always wondered for an artist when they're on stage, can you see what's happening in the crowd, or can you hear what people are screaming out? Because you know how like there'll be proposals sometimes, or there'll be signs.
I try my very best to like keep an eye on things too, especially we always instill a rule when it comes to our big shows that like
what goes on tour stays on tour.
Oh, no, not that part, but we call it staying with it, and staying with it is a very important thing because people sometimes, if they're anything like me, they get way too hammered before Teddy Swims goes on stage, and then what they do is like pass out about 4 songs in, or like somebody gets into a fight or something, and it's just like, look guys, before we get started, let's all make sure we're checking on our friends and drinking water, and we're not locking up our knees and falling out.
That's good advice.
Well,
going to a show with you.
You said that because my wife made me drive today because she said you have no self-control at these, and I know you'll party into Sunday afternoon, and you're back at work tomorrow.
Exactly, and sometimes you just gotta kick that can a little further down the road.
Actually,
boy.
Speaking of which, I've driven a car full of mums that are dead set keen to see you this afternoon.
So you've got a few extra tickets to the Nova Red Room, and you're bringing your wife and all the school mums.
They just happened to win them. It was unbelievable, like uncanny. But they're so excited to see you. And I said, what do you love about him? And they said, apart from the music, we love, because they've all got sons, and they're like, we love how much he loves his mum.
Yeah, of course, man. She's my.
And I was like,
that's my girl, man. She's the best, dude.
How often do you have to ring mum when you're out touring?
Look, so okay, I recently got a second phone because my other one blows up so much, and I was just trying to get one for my family so my mom could get in touch with me. But she takes that as every opportunity to like text me all the time and call me all the time, and I'm like, Mama, I love you. My phone's different, but my schedule has not changed. I will call you as soon as I can, baby. And it's tough when we're out here though, because we're on the other side of the world, 18 hours apart or something. And so that kind of hurts us a little bit. But she just always, I love you.
Got to answer mum's calls.
You
got to answer mum's calls.
Yes, because she gets all in her head, and she's like, "Why are you avoiding me?" And it's like, Mama, I love you.
Yeah,
stop, Mama. I'm fine.
Just be careful carrying 2 phones in Australia. It could look dodgy as well. Some people aren't always carrying a second phone for mum there, Teddy.
Yeah, totally.
Stop it. Hey, Teddy, one thing I love, and I've seen so much on social media while you've been on this tour, it's not just the tour that you're doing. You're getting out and about. We've seen you in schools. We saw you with that busker. Is that something that you make a conscious effort to do, or it just happens? Like, did you just stumble upon that woman singing your song?
That one, yeah, and our boy Pace, we like he had last year done I had the open verse thing of Lose Control, and he had did it, and we ended up hitting it off and becoming buds, and so I was like, man, let's set up time so I can come up, sing a couple songs. And I mean, those little things are just so necessary, especially to give back to community. It's like Australia, and it's always just loved me and loved on me, and it's like one of my favorite places to be, because I'm playing again arenas here, and back home I don't get that kind of love, and I think we're so kindred spirits, and I think I just want to get back to, and there's things with children, in New Zealand we got to do this Red Nose Day, raise money for Cure Kids, and do a little busking thing there. It was 500 people or something came out to support and raise some money. And I want to tell you, this kid, I ended up meeting this kid, Corin, and I thought maybe he was he's 14, and he, we just started chatting and hitting it off. He gave me a Panamu, and he gave me this, he told me he'd wanted to come to the next show in Wellington. And so I was like, look, man, I'll book you and your aunt a ticket to come see us. And they flew on the plane and, stayed at the hotel, and he got to come, and he's like, man, what a dream come true. And it was so cool. And we're texting all the time now. I'm like, bro.
I can see you getting emotional talking about it. So it obviously really meant something,
ever, man. And we had
how cool
such
is
a blast.
being the person that can actually do that for someone else now and give back.
That's the coolest thing in the world, is to be able to do that. I will always get to do this, and the second that it ever feels like not that, then it's time to check ourselves on
100%.
gratefulness,
Teddy Swims played Nova's Red Room yesterday, and we got the chance to catch up with the man.
The one and only
Teddy Swims.
It's Teddy Swims.
I've got to say, how you go, you just headed off with Aussies. You've just got this demeanour about yourself like you're one of us.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like we've met you at a few barbecues, and we've gone on the beers together.
Because I feel like there is a certain thing about Australia and in the south of America, Georgia, it's there's that same kind of kind of draw in the mouth. I think we speak from the same area right here.
We're lazy how we speak.
Talk like a bunch of rednecks, you know what I mean? And we have the same hospitality, and you hold the doors open, and you love on people.
Teddy, are you fishing for a green card?
I sure am, yeah.
Yeah, we'd have you any day.
I'm trying to get my dual citizenship.
Yeah, right.
Well, you've branded yourself now with your tiny Teddy on your cheek.
Yeah, that
You're
was
a true
stupid.
blue Aussie.
How many tats are we up to?
God, I couldn't tell you, man. I think on the face alone, I'm probably at 20-something. I mean, that's just,
so this is your latest, though?
Yeah, just
the tiny Teddy. And do we love tiny Teddies? Or
Yeah. Well, we have these things back home called Teddy Grahams, and little graham crackers that look kind of similar, but they don't come with all the flavors, and they don't have the cute thing. The marketing on that is just genius. It's so good. I loved them. I took a box home with me when we got it. I was like, hey, if I'm gonna get this cookie on my face, I might as well try it.
Did it hurt on the cheek?
No, it's not that bad. It's really, the face is just kind of.
Have you got a
cushy on the
triangle? Have you got one place you refuse to get tatted?
Yeah, I mean, on my unit probably.
Yeah,
I think.
You know what worries me?
Still
you
clean.
said probably. It still wasn't even a no. It was
the thing is, it's the thing is about that. It'd be a whole lot more like a hi and not a hello. If you get what I'm saying. I don't have that much to write home about, so it's just I don't want to put nobody through that.
We're doing a tiny Teddy on that one, guys.
It's a tiny Teddy for sure.
Hey,
that is my tiny Teddy.
Let's chat about the album. I've tried everything but therapy. It's a personal album, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it means a lot to me.
The song "The Door," it's my favorite. I think everyone I know can relate to that song, and I think does it ever surprise you how much enthusiasm people sing that song with?
Dude, it's cool. We started closing our show with it because I didn't expect that one to start blowing like it did, and it really is it's so beautiful because again it's being able to take something so painful in something that was so hurtful in my life, that I had to go back and reclaim my life and get out of that situation. And I know a lot of people that relate with it or have gone through the same thing, but when that song comes on and we can all just celebrate that pain and turn it into such a positive thing and just jump around and celebrate and party through that awful thing that happened. It's like getting on the other side of that and saying reclaiming your life
Yeah.
and reclaiming joy that was taken from
like a
you.
power anthem.
It's like, it's almost like spiritual in a way for me, you know?
Were you a shy kid growing up?
Oh, very, dude.
Because the reason I bring that up, and we've spoken about this on the show sometimes, like I was a shy kid growing up, and, you know, I imagine releasing a song is a lot like when we open up on the radio show and tell a personal.
Yeah.
Like, I sometimes feel more comfortable doing it in the studio with Lauren than in a group of friends. And I can imagine that moment when you've written a song so personal, like, who's the first person you show it to? Like, because you just must feel so exposed.
Yeah, and I always show it to my band and my boys because
they're honest.
You know, they're always they're willing to call me out at any moment.
Teddy,
I'm like,
this is
"I
shit
don't
one.
know,
Let's
bro."
bury this one and go the other one.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, dude, I used to to the point where I wouldn't talk to my grandma. And I remember my first year, I was 6 years old playing football, and they had me as a quarterback, which American football, and I had me as a quarterback. And you're supposed to say down set hut, but it was my tight end. I had to say hut for me because I was just would not talk to my coaches or anything. I was just. I was so shy, bro.
Hey,
Do you look back at that kid now and think, look how far I've come. Look at who I am
Yeah,
now. I know, like, your original songs when we all fell in love with you was on YouTube, which isn't in front of a whole heap of people. It's just online. And now you're doing these huge stadium shows. Can that kid believe who you are
He
now?
would have never seen me with this kind of presence. If I could go back and talk to him, he wouldn't even talk to me. You know, he would be like hiding behind his dad's leg, like, get him away from me. Yeah, I think
that's
he would
probably
not
why you
even-
love, like, you know, rocking up with the busker the other day and helping
Yeah.
people, you know. Hey, any chance of getting you to have a crack at AFL?
Yeah, absolutely.
How you reckon you go out on the footy field here?
You know, not as good as I used to could. You know what I mean? But
A lot more running out this game.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
We'll just sit in the stand, have beers and
Like,
watch.
when's the last time I've actually sprinted? You know what I mean? Sprinting is just like sounds awful.
Overrated.
Yeah,
Sprinting's
like, I
overrated.
could try to stay a little in shape.
I got to park 9 spots down before I bitched about the distance I had to walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, congratulations on all your
Thank you,
success.
man.
Thank you so much for playing the Nova Red Room.
Yes, sir.
And honestly, we can't wait for you to keep visiting. You are welcome here anytime.
You're
Well, you
part of
got
the
it. You
family.
got it.
Gonna be a good day. Jason Lauren. Jason Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jason Lauren.
Follow them on socials.